Hey guys, how's it going? This is Vitamin ZK's
Zuko.
and K Sizzle, and today we're going to crack the customs with Wii Fit Trainer. She is one of my mains, so I can probably give a lot more insight than normally. Let's start off with the Enriched Sun Salutation. Charge your ball of energy that condenses while charging. Press again to launch it. Won't heal. So this move is the complete opposite of the normal Sun Salutation, where it starts off small and it gets bigger over time. This one, that's no charge, it's just big, does like 3 damage, travels really slowly, and if you charge it all the way, it gets really small, where it becomes a lot stronger when it comes to damage and knockback. So it obviously won't heal. As you see, my percentage hasn't changed since 33. So it's pretty good, especially for positioning and zoning, because you don't have to commit too much. You automatically start off with this big ball. Obviously you won't deal too much damage, but that's not the point of the move. The point is you want to control the field. You want a better neutral, chase after it a little bit, set something up. So pretty good alternative. It being like the complete opposite is very interesting. Obviously, when it comes to killing, that's where you might have to struggle, because the hitbox is smaller. So your precision is going to be tested in that regard. So especially when you want to edge guard, because it's pretty good at edge guarding tool, you have this really small box to work with.
Yeah, and is it stronger or weaker than the normal one? I just want to see the shield damage.
I really want to say that the other Sun Salutation sends you higher. This is definitely the one that when it comes to Sun Salutations, I use the least. And it seems like at like 78%, 90, you do go farther. And obviously with normal deep breathing, there's added knockback to that. But yeah, it just seems like
you are a little stale now.
Yeah. It just seems like the knockback is a little bit weaker. I mean, I guess I'll test it now.
Yeah,
but at 100%, I'm pretty sure I know the trajectory that you'd normally go in, and maybe the knockback trajectory is different, like more horizontal based. But I feel like the other one at least like sends you up to the corner, maybe not into the camera yet, especially if I'm at 0, but I want to say it's a little bit weaker when it comes to knockback, and you have to be more precise. So that's like the con in that regard, but like I said, not the point of the move. This is like just throwing out these balls, chasing after them, and annoying people with them, forcing you to approach, maybe. And obviously you still have that win box in the beginning, like this, and it starts off big, so it's bigger, because where it starts off small and gets bigger over time. The box isn't as obvious from the start, it's like slowly pushing me back. This one, right off the bat. Whoops.
Yeah, I got you.
So that covers that one.
Might die here. Okay, I have the Sweeping Sun Salutation, which let me do that uncharged first. But it's a very small projectile, similar to the normal one, I suppose. Starts off small, and instead of hitting once, it hits multiple times. So this will drag your opponents away for a few hits. I believe it's easier to connect them all if it's bigger, just because there's a bigger hitbox on the screen. Now, this move probably will never kill, but you're getting safety, and you're controlling the stage better with this move. So it's really just different in terms of like your zoning capabilities. If you need to push your opponents away, my bad. If you need to push them away, this one might be better, but again, you are losing that kill move. We mentioned that it does have the win box. Do you think I missed anything with this one? Just because
the damage that you heal, I believe you heal 4 to 5%. Might be right there. You healed 4. It might just be 4.5, honestly. So you do heal more than the normal Sun Salutation.
That was 2.
That was 2. Yeah. So I guess it stales how much you heal. Yeah. So there was 2 there. But I do know like it's actually no. You're right. It's 2. I'm sorry. I was confused with the new deep breathing, the steady breathing. We'll get to at the end of the video. But yeah, it's 2. It's always 2%. Right. So yeah, like you said, it'll never kill. This is one of my preferred ones, just because I like at higher percents, it can drag them long enough to maybe you can jump over there off stage and hit them with something else like a heavy header or something of that sort. So it's very good. Frame traps, because it keeps them there in hit stun. And Wii Fit Trainer, she's not one of the fastest characters, but the hit stun that you're in and getting dragged is long enough for you to be able to set something up with it. So I like it.
Yeah. Seems solid.
Mhm.
It's different.
Yep. So you're sacrificing a very good kill options, as Wii Fit Trainer does not have the best kill options, and Sun Salutation is one of them. You're throwing it away in order to get something good off this. So make sure you make it last.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna kill myself, and let's move on to the huge header. So this move heads a larger ball that's slightly slower and less powerful, but easier to hit with. So you notice this ball is active for like almost 5 seconds. Okay, look at it. Now that's obviously like a double-edged sword, because while it is active for over 5 seconds, and it's a constant hitbox in the entire time, that does mean that your opponent has a lot of ample time to hit it back towards me, especially since it's so slow and such a huge target. It isn't one of my preferred ones, but I have seen people use this in combos and stuff of the sort, especially like if you couple it with the sweeping Sun Salutation, and you know, it's easier to hit in. So if you hit it with your own hitboxes, it gets faster. That's one of the things. Like I can cancel it immediately, like the other one. So I can do this, and then like do some stuff off that. But you know, even then, it's still like a little slow. I wish it was a little faster, but you can make it faster with your own hitboxes. So be creative, do some stuff, and try out what your tilts do. But as far as normal use, you know, like I said, they can hit it back to you, but that could also mean a good thing, you know, because if you use this as like a distraction tool for them to throw out a hitbox and put themselves in some recovery, then you might be able to like jump off, throw out the move, and then like in them trying to knock that ball away, you can like spike them or something. So
Right.
it has its uses. It's more of a distraction tool in my opinion, just because of how big it is.
Right, and it covers space in a different way. It's just slower.
Yep.
So maybe you'd like that. Now I have the weighted header, which is like more of a downward angled attack. It's very hard hitting. Deals about like 15%. Let me get off these platforms. So it does last a little bit while it's rolling on the ground. Like that hitbox is still active, and I'm pretty sure this is the preferred custom just because of the angle it covers. It's good for getting down. It's good for like keeping opponents out, and it's harder for them to hit. But of course, if they hit it, you know, you're going to be taking a lot of damage.
So it's a little harder to hit, but it still is a ball that really hits hard. So if it gets knocked back towards you, be careful.
Yeah, so there's more fear in this one.
Yeah, but it definitely
the other two.
improves her neutral so much that she could just jump in, throw it on. The shield damage is really, really good, so you can just jump in, throw it on the shield, and then I'll be able to apply pressure, maybe like cross up in there. So that's one of the things I like to do. Obviously, I've always had trouble hitting the spike portion of this move, and I want to chalk it up to the ball falling so fast that the spike is almost interrupted by the header. But yeah, that's, I guess, you know, maybe one of the cons. If I'm incorrect, then that wouldn't be a con. But I just never seem to be able to hit the spike portion of the move, which comes off Wii Fit Trainer's head, not the ball itself.
Right.
So yeah, obviously, you know, you lose range, you lose all the trajectories that you can normally hit this in. Obviously, if you try to do a side B and then immediately air dodge before hitting the ball, yeah, so you can't do anything like the other ones where you can actually like do this and then like knock it away and try to do some cool stuff and maybe edge guard better. But this is still an amazing edge guarding. So if I'm here, this falls this whole area right there, and it's just like knocking me over and hitting me. So
yeah, and it can kill, which the other one I believe can't.
yeah, so it's the best at killing as well. But like, you know, you can argue it that, oh, if I'm over here, the other one is the best at killing because you can send it straight forward. So you know, it's pick your candy, but it's definitely my preferred one. So
Yeah, seems like the better one in my opinion. But I don't main her, so you would know more than I do. Yeah, I think we can move on from here to the
Alright.
next one.
let's move on to Jumbo Hoop. Gyrate into the air with larger hoops that deal damage over a wide area, but does not go as high. So if I mash it, this is the highest I can go. I'm gonna do it from the ground so you guys can see better. So I barely get up to the top platform. So it's not too bad for as compared to the normal recovery, but it's still like, you know, you might have a more predictable recovery because they're gonna know that you're gonna want to prefer horizontal range, similar to the speed drill that Meta Knight has. Obviously not as fast, but that's not where the move shines. Obviously that's one of the drawbacks that I'm covering. The pros is that this move can like almost combo into itself. It applies good shield damage, so it's good for that. You know, I've seen it break people's shields. Obviously, it's not a true block string, so they can roll away.
I tried to grab there, but that's not really a good idea.
Yeah, definitely not. So it's not completely active, but think about it like this: if you're on the ledge, I can cover so many options just standing here with this. I can cover get up, I can cover jump, I can cover roll. So it's very, very good as a normal like edge guarding option too. Now it does have lag at the end, as you can see. I'm gonna like up B, and then I'm gonna try to like shield the moment I land. So I'm there for a while. So one of the preferred things to do is just make sure, like, maybe grab the ledge, because she's not too bad on the ledge, depending on what you have equipped. So there's that. But then, you know, obviously you whenever you're being edge guarded in this game, you're usually in a disadvantageous position. So you're risking it's pick your poison. Would you rather be on the stage and be in recovery to shield, or be on the ledge? Obviously the safer option to not get punished right away is the ledge, but you may be put in a bad position after that. So yeah, you know, if you're ever like down here, you almost might be effed. Like
Maybe. It is a little harder to hit her out of this one, just because of the hula hoops. They're wider, and you know, it's harder for me, especially if I'm Wii Fit Trainer in the Ditto and I don't have that up B, then my limbs are just gonna get like clipped by the hula hoops.
I feel like the priority though isn't that good. So when it comes to like projectiles, or maybe like if you space the bear correctly, like you might be able to.
Let me see if I can like snipe this through.
Yeah. So like I don't know, you can try to bear me if you want, like right here. Yeah. So the majority, yeah, like I extend my hitbox at the same time. Oh my god. And yeah, that covers that. So I like it. It's the preferred move, and yeah, no, it definitely it was very popular among the Wii Fit Trainer boards because of the Evo
presence.
Yeah, and in the Evo moves, if you look, it's definitely a lot of it. So let's move on to yours.
Alright, so I have the Hoop Hurricane, which this is what it does. It hits pretty quickly, and it's a little wider than the normal one, but the drawback is that I cannot move to the left or right until I lose the hoops, and then I go into free fall. So when you're recovering with this, you kind of have to make sure you're either under it, or you're like going higher, and then, you know, being able to snap, which is kind of bad.
Yeah, you're limiting your recovery in a sense, just like kind of the opposite. Instead of me always going to be horizontal, really, you're always going to be vertical.
Yeah, I'm only vertical until I get to here. Yeah. I don't think this has like wind properties, does it?
Yeah, it just looks like it does. I don't think it does.
Okay,
actually,
no,
it pulled me in instead of pushing me out. So that's cool. But
not to the degree.
It doesn't really shine. Yeah.
You know. So this is okay, but if you're in like a custom environment, I don't see why you would pick this one over the 1K Sizzle has, just because that one could do way more than just recover upwards. You know, like you can't really use this on stage because I'm gonna get punished.
This one can actually be used like as a way to control the neutral in some situations. That one is a recovery tool with some limiting options, and then maybe like a little bit of pro added in there.
Yeah, I mean the hitbox seems pretty good, and you do get sucked into it if you're close enough. But either way, you know, well, vertical versus horizontal plus more offense. I think his is the winner. But let us know if I'm wrong, because I don't use this character at all. So
yeah, let us know. So let's move on to the final two. I have the Volatile Breathing, a forbidden breathing method that causes an explosion, doesn't heal or power you up. So this doesn't make you stronger. This doesn't heal any damage. I was at 0. You can hit me again if you want, so that we can test that. But where this move shines is that when you hit that peak, you go into an explosion. Now, the further they are away from you, obviously the less knockback you will do. This has a really large hitbox, but in the sense that you'll take some like damage where you flinch, and you'll just take damage. But if they are close to you, that's where it shines, because they have a potential to die. But it's very, very good as an edge guarding tool, just because of how deceptive it is. Like he can probably be like right here, and then I can probably be here, and then like I might be able to hit him with damage. Oops, I've seen it happen before.
Fool, I can't recover.
So
all right, one more time.
Yeah, one more time. Third time's the charm. So it hits down there, you know, like it's very, very good range. So even if like it won't kill, it could catch them in their like mid-air jump if you like use it off stage, and then coupled with like a good recovery, obviously not this one for the vertical sense, it could be really, really cool. I've seen like one situation that happened in our stream is a Falco, he side beat under the stage. It was an Omega, and you know, Omegas have like a thin kind of stage, not like this where it's like the bottom is really, really big, and I was using it like right here, and then he died. He got stage spiked upwards, and it's really, really good. So obviously it's situational though, and compared to the other ones, you might not think it's good because Wii Fit Trainer does lack in the killing department, and if you want to kill, it needs to be like right next to me. So I believe you can still use this to stall, like, yeah, so you can still like kill your momentum in the air, so it's good for that. But I think that covers that, so let's move on to the final one.
Actually, one last thing. Let me block it when I'm up close. I want to see what happens. Okay, not much.
Okay.
That was it. So I have steady breathing, which if I get this off, then I can't really be launched at all, at least in a practical environment. If you're at like 999, I think you can get launched.
Yeah, so but, basically you get extremely heavy. It's not like, oh, they say you can't be launched just because like you're not going to be launching them until like a ridiculous percent that you normally shouldn't be alive. But you still do kind of take some sort of hit stun, so you can't just like spam F smash and power through it. It's not super armor, it's just you're really, really, really heavy. Right. So it's like you're wearing weights. You do heal the most damage out of don't do it yet.
You're like 4 to 5.
4 to 5. So right there was 5. And I think if I were to do it again, you'd probably heal like 4 or something. Now here's the thing where it shines. You can basically only use this once per stock, or that stock has to be extremely long. The cooldown on this is ridiculous, so it's definitely only for use if you want to use this once per stock. So you know, when like Diddy Kong was just such a giant problem, you know, if I'd be knocked up into the air and I feel like I can maybe get something off or want to have a safe descent, I would go down with it and use it. And then even no matter, I'd just eat the up airs if I were frame trapped into them or anything like that. So it's actually my preferred one, just because of the damage that it heals and because of how gimmicky it can be. So yeah, like probably I used to just spam F smash and stuff, but it's probably not the best thing to do. Like I transition more to like,
read something they do and then follow up.
F2. So especially like you can kill yourself against like a show, like this works off grabs too. So if you get grabbed and I like down throw you, you're not going anywhere. So it's good for that regard as well. See, like they're not going anywhere. So you're completely heavy for those 4 seconds, and then that's it. You can't really use it again in that stock. So it's like a Hail Mary. Like I'm gonna do this now because I'm at kill percent. I might as well because any move can kill me. I'm Wii Fit Trainer, I'm pretty light. So let us know what you guys thought of that one. I definitely like it. But I think that covers everything.
I think that's you would know.
Yeah. So yeah, that Wii Fit Trainer definitely got the good end of the stick when it came to customs. She's the character that's lacking in a lot of areas, but they definitely gave her some customs that make up for that. I don't think anything is broken. She has some pretty unique Sun Salutations. They're all really, really cool. She has the heavy header that is really, really good, as well as the big ball. I guess the Hoop Hurricane that you have is probably the least unique or effective. Mine is obviously really good. It's definitely one of the preferred ones. Makes up for her lack of damage output by comboing into this. It could probably do like a lot of damage. Combo up to like 3 or 4 times, as well as the shield damage. And then both of the deep breathings are really, really good in their own right. So let us know what you got.
I think, sorry, but I was just gonna say, I think this makes Wii Fit Trainer more fun in a sense because she gets way more options. Sometimes characters just get better, but in Wii Fit Trainer's regard, she kind of just gets like more of everything.
Yeah, I feel like she just becomes a completely new character. You know, she gets a good neutral game instead of like her neutral game being, oh, I'm gonna charge Sun Salutation, help you approach me, and then maybe I can bait you into grabbing you because you're gonna want to shield that Sun Salutation or something. That's usually how it goes with vanilla. But now I can actually approach with heavy header, be able to like block it, force you to block it, and then cross you up with a nair, get you into a combo string. I can recover with an active hitbox that if you get hit by, you can get comboed into. I have gimmicky down Bs. Like, she's completely cool, fun, and different character. So let us know what you thought. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time for the next video.
Later.